When it comes to buying a home, you want to make for absolute certain that you are financially ready to buy a home. So, how to determine if you are ready to buy a home? So, the first thing is you have to decide that you are done with where you are at. Maybe you are renting a home and the rents just keep going up and up and up. Maybe you are living with parents or grandparents and you feel you have come to age to where it's time to own your own home. But if you're trying to decide if you're ready to buy a home, there's probably a lot on your mind, especially right now. You're thinking about your finances, which is very important. Today's mortgage rates, home prices, the limited supply of homes for sale, and more. And if you are going about that alone without advice and trustworthy information and factual information, it can be overwhelming. First time home buyers are the most overwhelmed of all the home buyers out there. Of course, it's their first home and it's an important first step in their lives. But juggling all of this alone can be dangerous. So while market conditions are definitely a factor in your decision, your own personal situation and your finances matter too, and they may matter the most. An article from NerdWallet put it this way: housing market trends give important context, but whether this is a good time to buy a house also depends on your financial situation, your life goals, and the readiness to become a homeowner. So instead of timing the market like some people do with the stock market, trying to buy when it's low and sell when it's high, you should focus on what you can control. So here are a few questions that can give you clarity on whether you are ready to make your move. First off, do you have a stable job? One thing to consider is how stable you feel your employment is. Because buying a home is a big purchase, might be the biggest purchase of your life so far. And you are going to sign a home loan stating that you'll pay that loan back. And that is a huge commitment. So knowing that you have a reliable job, a steady stream of income, and that your income will continue to rise over the course of your career can help you put your mind at ease when making such a large purchase. Number two is, have you figured out what you can afford? If you have reliable paychecks coming in, the next thing to figure out is what you can afford. And that will depend on your current spending habits, your other debt, and much more. To be sure you have a good idea of what to expect from a numbers perspective, start by talking to a trusted lender. And beyond that, your trusted lender is going to tell you what your maximum budget should be. You should then look at that budget, that monthly number, and figure out what about 25% of that would be based on your current income. So take 25% of your income every month that you get coming in, and that should be your absolute maximum mortgage payment. Your trusted lender will also be able to tell you about the pre-approval process, which is absolutely crucial before you start looking for a home, and what you'll be qualified to borrow. Current mortgage rates and your approximate monthly mortgage payment, plus closing costs to anticipate, and other expenses you'll want to budget for. That way you can make an informed decision about whether you are ready to buy. The third is, do you have an emergency fund? This is absolutely crucial. Now, some people can do this without an emergency fund. A lot of people do this without an emergency fund, but I would say for the best stress-free home buying decision on whether you're ready, have an emergency fund. Another key factor is whether you'll have enough cash left over in case of an emergency. So while that's not fun to talk about, it's an important thing to consider. You don't want to overextend on the house and then not be able to weather a storm if one comes. CNET puts it this way: you'll want to have a financial cushion that can cover several months of living expenses, including your mortgage payments, in case of unforeseen circumstances such as a job loss or medical emergency. If you don't want to think about it as an emergency fund, think about it as a rainy day fund. Rain will come, so you want to have your rainy day fund ready to go when that rain gets here. And number 4 on the list is, how long do you plan to live in this home that you're thinking of purchasing? It was mentioned above, but buying a home involves some upfront expenses. And while you'll likely get that money back and more as you gain equity, that process takes time. And if you plan to move too soon, you may not recoup your investment. For example, if you are looking to sell and move again in a year, it might not make sense for you to buy right now. Lawrence Yun, the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, put it this way. He says, 5 years is a good, comfortable mark. If the price of your home appreciates considerably, then even 3 years might be fine. So think about your future. If you plan to transfer to a new city with the upcoming promotion you're working toward, or you anticipate your loved ones will need you to move closer to take care of them, that is something else to factor in. And number 5, above all else, the most important question to answer is, do you have a team of real estate professionals in place? If not, that is the first step. You need to find a trusted local real estate professional, and they can introduce you to a trusted local lender, and that should always be your first step. The professionals can talk you through your options and help you decide if you are ready to take the plunge or if you need to get a few more things in order to get in order first. Bottom line here is, if you want to have a conversation about all the things you need to consider to determine if you are ready to buy right now, let's connect. This is David Hittle, real estate professional with United Real Estate Louisville, and I look forward to talking with you and preparing you for the next steps in the home buying process. Have an amazing day.